welcome to another episode of Fairly Average, where we talk geek, pop culture, and whatever else interesting in California. Just kidding, the world. I'm here with your co-host, Skippy the Ninja Reyes, formerly known as Caesar Reyes.
Formerly known as a person. Now I'm just some mashed potato on stilts.
Exactly. And we're here with Isaac Cerna,
who's
our usual...
I am their usual. Ew.
Our usual third.
Oh, God.
I have no comments.
So we're excited. Today we bring you a fun show. It's good to be back. It's been a while. How are you guys doing? How was October?
I'm tired.
I'm tired, too.
I'm over Christmas already.
Exactly. So today we're talking about how the internet broke the internet.
Ouch.
This time, no butts involved. In breaking of the internet.
Although I wish.
So we're calling this podcast, Yup, It's the Internet, because there's been a lot of weird things on the internet, if you just look, as usual.
Weird things on the internet. Shocking.
I know. So the first thing we want to talk about is something that hit really close to home. Quite literally. Well, didn't hit, I hope. Oh, why is everyone staring at me?
Maybe it did, because you're the one who's paranoid about aliens. Which means, yes, we're talking about the supposed UFO sighting in the skies over sunny Southern California.
Yay!
So, guys, when did this happen?
So, paint a picture. When, what, where, how, and why.
This was Saturday.
The usual order of those things.
I was stuck at work, crying over a rack of go-backs. If you work retail, you know what I'm talking about. And then I go online, I go on the internet, and I go on to my usual Facebook, and then everybody's talking about a supposed UFO sighting, and this is like my worst nightmare. Like, this is the worst thing that can happen to me.
She's not lying. It's terrifying for her.
It doesn't make sense, but my biggest fear in life is, like, aliens coming down. Like, if you've seen Independence Day or Encounters of the Third Kind, then you know that aliens are scary. Stop making alien clicking! And Signs.
Fantastic movie, Alien.
Okay, so it's Saturday night. Mm-hmm. I'm partying it up.
So you were there.
I was there.
I didn't see it. Thank God.
I was in LA. When I saw the sky, I just saw a light. It was facing, like, it was going northward. It's like a northern light, but there was no light turning, like, southern. So I thought, honestly, there was a cloud coverage, there was some weird fog, and it was the moon. And I just thought, oh, the moon is making some really cool light effects right now.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case. I don't know. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I didn't think twice about it.
So you didn't think anything about it? Oh, there's a light over there.
I looked at the sky and I said, wow, how highly unusual. But I didn't think anything of it. And then people are coming up with all these conspiracy theories of aliens, but I don't know.
That was my first thought when someone said there was a strange blue light over the, like, sky.
Aliens.
I wanted to go cry in the back room because it was terrifying.
Because the aliens are coming to get you. You specifically.
Me. Yeah.
Well, it was just...
They know you know.
Scientific fact shows that it was not an alien spaceship, rather a missile launch test. Yeah. Apparently it cost millions and millions of dollars to do, so... You know, all of LA got to look up into the sky and see what millions and millions of dollars looks like.
They had routed air traffic away from LAX in advance because it would be bad press if, you know, like, we had a Malaysian Airlines thing happen here because of a fucking missile test.
Or maybe that's what the Navy's Strategic Systems Program wants you to think.
Strategic Systems Program.
Yeah.
They knew the aliens were coming and they were like, fuck this. No hungover businessman is gonna see a little green man out of his window seat today.
So it apparently was a Trident missile test that was fired by the Navy from a submarine off the coast of Southern California, and it was scheduled to be a part of a system evaluation test. Do you believe that?
I believe
No.
that if there's anything the U.S. military loves, it's flexing its dick. So I completely believe that.
I've never heard that expression before.
You never flexed your dick?
I don't even know how that would work.
You like, you know, like your pelvic floor muscles, and it kind of makes it wiggle around.
Okay.
Every guy has done that.
Okay, I've never heard that specific expression.
Gross.
But yeah, so
You know,
I mean, it lasted 15 minutes, but it made a huge impact.
It did.
on the world.
On the internet. Like, I loved it because immediately everybody on Twitter and my Facebook was going crazy, and they're saying...
And probably Tumblr. You know what I love? My favorite part of this is that there is a crazy-ass person somewhere to this day who has not seen the news or gone online, and they are convinced that there's aliens coming down on Earth,
No,
and they're coming to get them.
They're crazy ass people that have been on the internet and see the news and still think aliens are coming to get them.
And they wrote conspiracy theories and posted them on YouTube.
Yeah.
And Facebook. And did you see that there are, like, you know, there are people, quote unquote, coming upon, like, alien, like, corpses, which look like they're like dead gophers.
Dead gophers?
Yeah, but like hairless.
Gross.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, aliens. It's like, no, that's like a stillborn gopher. And you're calling it an alien because you don't know about animals.
Well, sometimes there's, like, freaky animals that, like, you can't even tell. Have you seen, like, washed up mermaids and stuff?
Yeah.
On the internet? Again, on the internet, like, you could go down a deep hole and find some weird things.
What I don't understand
Humans are the freakiest animals of all.
What I don't understand is how the missile was able to go pretty much all of Southern California.
Yeah,
and also including Nevada and Arizona.
Exactly, they were seen. It's
Like,
really intense.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think it is? Like, I wonder what it is. Like, how can something be that big, that noticeable, and fly so far?
It got shot off a fucking submarine.
In San Diego.
Yeah,
But people in Arizona could see it.
like, how does
And
this
Nevada.
happen?
The sky is dark. Trident missiles are big.
I've never seen one.
It's good, because usually that means they're, like, going to, like, demolish a house or something.
Well, what I also like about this is that the videos people are posting on it, I don't know if you guys seen it, it's like the inside look inside the missile, and there's, like, an alien who's like... who's like, he's using substances to have a good time. And he's in there having a great time, and I enjoyed that video. It really made my Sunday afternoon worthwhile.
So today we have, like, a special segment. We're going to actually get another eyewitness to give his opinion on what he saw and what he thinks, and does he really think it was a missile? Or is he...
They are professional alien responders, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
They're
Why else would they be here? Why else would we be talking to them? Right?
You got David Duchovny and the other chick, Gillian Anderson.
Close?
X-Files.
Close enough. So hold on just a second and we'll bring this caller to you. Okay, so we're here with our first caller in.
Yay!
So on the line we have CB. We'll call him CB.
Oh, how mysterious. What does that stand for?
That sounds like his trucker nickname.
CB?
10-4
I can feel the innuendo-laden nicknames pouring in already.
There's a lot of things that start with CB. That's acronyms.
First thing that came to mind is child bearer. I don't know why. It's just natural instinct.
The natural instinct of a gay man is the first thing, childbearer.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You are a marvel.
I'll have to talk to my wife about that one.
Oh.
So, you... Sorry.
You?
So you saw the UFO, right?
I did. I saw our mysterious event.
So,
and it was pretty sweet, really.
okay, what were you doing at the time? Around what time? Paint a picture for us.
It was completely uneventful. I was just driving home from the store, and I happened to be headed in the direction, it was east, and I was like, hey, there's something in the sky there that I don't recognize, and I kind of gawped at it for a second, just thinking to myself, what the hell is it? And I'm not a believer in UFOs, so I immediately just went through like all the scientific possible explanations in my head, but I wanted to get home as soon as possible to find out if anybody else had seen it.
Nice. Okay, so you immediately weren't weirded out by it. You're like, oh, that's something in the sky.
No, I'm a skeptic extraordinaire, so I don't run to... As much as I love mystical stuff in my fiction, in real life, I don't think any of it exists, so...
I'm the same way. I didn't even give it a second thought. I don't know.
Yeah. It's funny because I didn't see it, and I was just telling the guys here that I didn't see anything. I was at work, and it was a late shift. I went to the back, and then I see people posting about it, and I immediately wanted to cry because I was like, oh, God, they're here.
They're here.
I would hope that if alien invaders came here with malicious intent, they would also be smart enough not to flash bright lights over the most populated portion of the United States.
That's true.
Or maybe they're so smart they're going to get everybody scared and let everybody kill themselves. You know?
Like some fucking War of the Worlds type hysteria.
Yeah. They don't have to do anything. They just show up and take over. Because we're all dead.
So what do you think about the follow-up on the internet? Do you think it's expected for people to go crazy and bring up all these conspiracy theories despite hearing that it was actually just a missile?
Yes. There seems to be a portion of the population, I can't account for how large they are, but that they will always dismiss any explanation or rational description of a thing as being part of the conspiracy, part of the cover-up, part of whatever. So, yeah, I don't think that you can stop that.
Yeah. So, do you think those people should be stopped? Or you're not going to stop them.
Should be sterilized, maybe.
My personal desire, yes, would be to, like, you know, kind of put them O'Doyle rules in a car and just say goodbye. But I
eliminate them from the gene pool,
like a genocide kind of thing.
Oh God!
Just kidding.
Oh my God!
Too much, too far.
It's a very old Adam Sandler movie reference, and I sometimes forget that I'm the old man.
O'Doyle rules.
Yeah, see, I figured that Caesar would know.
I'm old.
No, I mean, really, the best that you can do is just advocate for the truth and hope that that's enough. But I mean, you can't like make people not be suspicious, at least not instantaneously. So
I think the truth is much scarier that they shot a fucking missile from a submarine over California.
Actually, when I learned that it was shot from a submarine, that made it cooler. I was like, that's metal. Oh yeah. I don't know. I mean, that seems like a normal thing for the military to do. Now, whether or not we want to be spending money on the military to be doing those kinds of things is another matter. But yeah, I don't know. We Southern California is like flooded with military bases, so we shouldn't be surprised that military type things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the military loves flexing its dick when it comes to spending money like that.
Yeah. I was actually kind of thinking they had it pointed in the wrong direction. We should have fired it towards Russia. It'd be like, hey, Putin! Missile dick!
Oh, man, that would have been a whole mess.
Well, in that case, they should have shot it from Australia, since according to, what's-her-face, Palin, it's only 20 feet from Russia.
It's true.
Well, I guess that sums up that case. What do you guys think?
It was really cool looking, though. I mean, it's one of those things that, like, I was very, very jealous of all those Russians that saw the meteor in Chelyabinsk or whatever that was a few years ago. So, I was like, yay, I'm one of the people that saw the thing. Usually just other people see the thing and I have to read the story.
Aww.
Aww. We all can relate to missing seeing a thing. I was in bed being a shut-in while this was happening. I didn't know anything happened until I went on Facebook.
I'm just glad I didn't see it because I'd probably start like going crazy.
And I saw it, and I didn't care.
If Jocelyn saw it, she'd be underground right now.
In her bunker.
I would have like gone to Target, raided it, like picked up some cargo pants, like this is it.
And she would have been the only one.
I can see Jocelyn just like running through Target with like a like a hand-fashioned spear. It's like it's Wasteland rules now.
Why Target though?
They have everything.
They really do.
You should go to Costco. You get bulk.
Bulk.
Get your apocalypse supplies in bulk from Costco.
Well, thank you very much for being on our show.
Thanks for calling me. I love listening every week.
Yay.
We have a fan.
A fan.
The greatest fan.
Well, thank you very much, CB. Well, speaking about truth, lies, and suspicion, and the internet going crazy, this is one of my favorite stories of the whole week. Like,
So interested she was in this story that she almost didn't pay her water bill.
it's so true, and I feel ashamed, and it's one of the reasons why we're back on this show, and
Because we have to get money for that water bill.
Oh, no.
Please sponsor us.
Someone sponsors. No, seriously. But yes, sponsor if you can. Maybe.
Audible,
Never mind.
Loot Crate?
This sounds
I
like a
don't
really
know.
petty way to get people to give you some money.
No, seriously though, seriously speaking, this story was probably my favorite thing that happened in October.
Oh, that's so sad. I read this story at work while helping elderly ladies, you know, do their thing. But yeah, it's actually really interesting.
Yeah, no, it really is.
Yeah.
So, was it worth like not paying a bill for?
I now know what it means to be trapping.
So what are we talking about?
The Zola Story.
And if you don't know what the Zola Story is, either you
Google it.
Yeah, Google it, read it. It's on the internet because, you know, even if you delete something on the internet, people will screenshot it, and that's exactly what happened. And if you'd like to, we also have a dramatic reading that we might put up where Caesar is going over and reading the Zola Story.
With emphasis and I don't know. It's very Shakespearean, very fun, and it made my back hurt sitting up straight for 25 minutes.
pom-poms.
Yeah, so it's 25 minutes. You can give it a watch if we put it up, you know, if you want it. If not, it's on the internet. Read it yourself. It's awesome.
I want it.
So, what are we talking about exactly? Like, pause here, go read it, go watch it, whatever you need to do. Just get your hands on it.
We'll have the link on the podcast.
We'll have the link under the video.
It's great. You'll love it. So good.
So, stop here. If not, there are spoilers coming up. Okay, so what is the Zola Story?
The Zola Story is like the hood-rattiest hood-rat story ever. There's sex, prostitution, murder, white people,
So
everything.
Like a fun Saturday night. Just kidding.
And the greatest part of the story, it's really defining of our culture and our age because this story was put on social media via Twitter over a series of 150 texts.
Yeah, we're not like 145 tweets, and again to like 2 days after the story, the bitch put out her own clothing line. I shouldn't have said the B word. I'm sorry about that. That was it's in the spirit of the story. She repeatedly says the B word, hoe, everything. Yeah, but yeah,
So-
she put out her own clothing line with like hashtag hoism on the shirt.
I love that you had to apologize immediately because you saw me side-eyeing you.
No, because I know who listens to this and they're your friends and they care.
Well, should we do like a short synopsis, at least like what happened?
Okay,
so what happened was...
Okay, so here's a short rundown. Zola, the author and writer of this story, was working as a Hooters as a waitress, and she happened to meet this other girl who was also a dancer and also had a couple sugar daddies, so they bonded, quote unquote, over their hoism. And immediately, the girl she met invites her to go out on a trip to Florida to dance. The next things that ensue are a series of crimes, different scenarios with different people she meets, with the girl, accompanying the girl that she's going with to Florida.
So basically, she's a prostitute, and this girl that she met helps her find, well, I call them tricks, but apparently they're called Johns. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so then they come into the room, have sexual favors for money, and then the character her quote-unquote pimp, as she had called him, finds out and says, hey, you're helping her make money, so maybe that's a good thing. But then her fiance is like, no.
Okay, so it's getting confusing with all the hers. But basically, Zola and Jess, the other girl she meets, they go to Florida as planned. They don't just dance. Apparently, Jess is living with her boyfriend and her pimp, Z. And what happens, Z pimps out Jess. Zola can do it better, and she's like, you're only charging so much. So Zola goes on ahead and pimps her friend out and helps her, thinking that Jess will keep all the money, but that's not what happens. And then the pimp decides, like, hey, let's move this business on up. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it rolling. Eventually, Jess meets up with a not-so-great character. They have to rescue her. The fiance, the pimp, and Zola have to rescue Jess. And apparently, in the story, a rival pimp from the area gets shot in the face by Z in the attempt to rescue her. And Zola flees or is sent home by the pimp along with Jess's fiance, Jarrett. And Zola concludes the story saying that she never wanted to meet them again and that they had been caught for trafficking
in Las Vegas.
Beautiful Las
Vegas. The Washington Post researched this story and found out that Pimp was real. He was really like an African dude, like they said in the story, like long, hard to pronounce last name. His accent came out when he was angry, by all accounts. So, very specific. They found the back pages that were used
to pimp Jess out.
To pimp Jess, that were consistent with the fully clothed pictures of her that Zola posted on Twitter. The murder of the rival pimp probably didn't happen.
It was questionable.
Yeah, as Zola put after the series of tweets, they're based on true events. So she, of course, probably embellished for social media, as we all do. Mm-hmm. No one tells everything.
She also says that the fiance of Jess tries to jump off the balcony, and his pants get stuck somehow, so preventing him from dying, jumping off a 4-story building. That... sounds a little fishy as well.
And Jarrett himself took to Twitter and, told...
his version of events.
Which did include that. And you can see why he might have a personal bias in saying he didn't try to jump off.
Because in Zola Story, he was portrayed very differently than the events that he put forth.
She uses the word bipolar.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, yeah, but I'm just saying.
But
she uses the word bipolar.
Yeah, she used the word bipolar in a more like he started punching himself like a crazy person type of way.
And that he was okay with all the situations going on. He had no voice or no opinion. But that's not the point. I love how the internet immediately saw this story, went crazy.
Casted it.
Yeah, they cast it so far. They even went as far as to Dreamcast it. We're calling out all these production companies and saying, hey, pick this up. Pick this up.
Apparently Zola has been contacted by production companies about it.
Which is amazing because this story, even though it does deal with some difficult issues and shouldn't be taken as lightheartedly as it is, it's still a good story. It's got a great narrative, and it shows that stories can come from all kinds of places, and that we should be promoting more women, more people of color, more everybody just in general to share stories and put things forward, because it'd be much more interesting. I feel like
it passes the Bechdel test.
Yeah, it does. And someone did the test, and it's weirdly feminist too.
Even though the Bechdel test is not a sure sign of something that's feminist, but it's a decent point to make.
I'd say this piece actually was a little bit more or less feminist. Zola, the character, was pretty much in charge of herself.
Do you think it brings up the subject of, maybe like sex work?
No, yeah, definitely. There was a couple criticisms of it and things that I can agree with, that it shouldn't be as lighthearted because it does talk with human trafficking. It does make fun of the way it's told. It kind of lightens crime, prostitution, drug usage, and murder, ultimately, like violence.
Yeah, but again, made up murder, so we don't know exactly. And she's telling it from her side of the story, which she has an interest in protecting sort of herself, in her telling of the story.
She makes herself seem innocent.
She might have been, more involved with this than she thought. She might have been a little less, strong than she implies. Again, she, kind of throws some other people under the bus. Maybe another person's version of the story would be a little more critical of her, show another side of her.
Yeah, and other criticisms was that she posted this and made it so public when one of the people involved, Jess, showed up on the internet as well, and it's confirmed that it's her account and stuff, and she was saying, hey, I don't like that this is being put out there because I'm trying to walk away from this past. And it was there, and everybody's freaking out, like, oh my god, that's Jess, that's her, that's the girl.
Yeah, you're a hoe, why would you do that, da-da-da, and apparently she's, moved on, and she's trying to get on with her life, and, bringing back up, like, a horrible event would, obviously just ruin anybody's day.
So there are two sides to this. One, there's the very entertaining aspect, and like it's great.
The fact that it was on Twitter. As a whole like movie plot line right there via Twitter.
Exactly.
Was amazing.
It's amazing because it's so indicative of our culture today. This is it.
She used abbreviations and like nicknames and like I understood everything.
She explained things with emojis. It functioned, it flowed, and I would love to see this on the big screen. Would you pay to go see it on the big screen?
I'd pay to see it in real life, too.
What? Oh my god.
I'm just kidding.
You are so bad tonight.
Go down to Tampa, Florida. Go on back.
I meant like live theater.
Right.
Yes.
Oh,
not.
I don't want to see Tyler Perry presents the Zola Story.
That would be amazing. Tyler Perry as Zola? That would be amazing.
God.
On the other hand...
He'll put himself in a dress in it for some reason.
On the other hand, there are some questionable things. One, she did embellish things, but again, she said based on true story, like on true events. Two, she did kind of highlight some... And maybe that's a good thing. That she brought out, like, oh, sex trafficking, it's a thing that happens. Unfortunately, it was done in a little bit more of a lighthearted fashion. Most people just took it like, oh, it's funny.
She would put stuff like #hoism. Yeah, I don't know about that.
I mean, it could be empowering. It could be empowering to herself. It sounded empowering.
Yeah, she, her other activity on Twitter is very, like, sex positive, like, yeah, I have a lot of sex, who cares?
And that's great.
Yeah, that's, of course, great, yeah.
Just, and then bringing out someone else's past. Again, I know that's difficult in our day and age to escape what gets posted on the internet, but that was a little, like, maybe she could have switched names around a little bit more, or just said this girl.
Yeah, that's another thing. When she probably didn't expect it to, like, blow up like it did. But when you're like telling stories, especially about something like that, you gotta change names.
Definitely. So again, I guess that's a story for all of us to learn. Something to learn is like, if you're gonna write something, do it, because your personal experiences could be amazing.
And don't go on hoe trips to Florida with someone you just met.
Unless it's empowering.
Yeah.
Empowering hoe trips.
And also, take a lesson from Zola. She is actually making a website to sell items based off her story.
Yeah. So
it's smart.
If you were ever traumatized, please profit off of it.
Yeah. Why not?
If possible.
I think that's probably the greatest part.
That's the American dream. Make money off of your struggles.
Or your 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
And she's
or
doing
both.
it.
Both.
She's doing better than Antoine Dodson, that's for sure.
That's
the bed intruder guy.
Okay.
Climbing in your window, snatching your people.
That's a throwback.
Yeah. Well, this goes for any, 15 minutes of fame internet person.
Oh, like that one girl who pees herself on the news.
Yeah.
She should sell pants that are, pre-peed on. Or, they look like they are, but not really. Make some money.
Speaking of blowing up on the internet, I'm just going to ignore you, too. Speaking of blowing up on the internet, another woman, young teen, has blown up over her decision to supposedly quit social media. What do you guys think?
Would it be wrong of me to say white people problems?
I don't see.
Well, Australian people problems. So basically, her thing is it's so hard to look so perfect on Instagram, and she highlights this picture of her on the beach. It's I had to edit it to make it look so good, and I didn't even like the necklace I was wearing. It's no one asked you.
Well, that was an actual quote, that she didn't even like the necklace. I think we should backtrack and just talk about who she is, first off. So, Essena O'Neil is an Instagram model.
Ugh.
What?
I detest every 7 out of 10 girl on Instagram trying to become a model.
I was an Instagram model for a little bit. Unfortunately, no one liked my face.
You can tell because they always tag the brands they're wearing, hoping to get some kind of deal or something.
Yeah,
you can tell.
I never understand how that works. Okay, that's fine. You have a lot of likes, but why would a company pay them?
They're still in the part of the internet when they're trying to turn imaginary interest dollars into actual money.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
especially because they don't have any links or any advertisements to take you to their actual places. I was wondering
some people do in their their bios. But this 19-year-old girl basically got a lot of attention recently when she posted up a video via social media. Again, she let this out that she was going to be quitting social media because she didn't believe that it was a good idea to encourage young people such as herself to lead a false life and live based off likes and get validation from there when it's so difficult. I guess what I'm trying to say, her point was that this is fake. It takes a lot of effort. It's fake. Everything about this isn't real, and we should be living for the moment instead of, putting a false representation of ourselves on social media, and we should just take it day by day.
Yeah, I mean, I think...
And I think that's a good message.
I think it's a good message, but I don't think, maybe it's just me with my 40 Instagram followers that I know personally, but I think she kind of puts that pressure on herself.
I mean, part of some of the things she did say, she did get some criticism from some companies that help you get more followers and increase your social media presence, and they did argue that. They said, yeah, your message is completely true. We believe that, but you also have to take some responsibility for you feeling that way.
Of course. I mean, people that crave attention, like, crave it. I mean, that's what social media is about. Like, you know, that's why you know your number of followers. That's why you know how many people follow you on Twitter. It's basically like, it's like interest points. It's, as you become bigger, you get a, like, you know, you get to see the people following you, racking you up. And some people, like, bask in that attention.
I actually really do like attention, and I feel like I do filter a lot of my life on Instagram. I didn't post for a month, maybe, because I didn't really have anything interesting. So when you continue to go down my feed, you'll see a bunch of cool places like, oh, I'm in downtown LA. Oh, here I am in Arizona at the Grand Canyon. Or here's this cool thing. And that is a false representation of my life. On a day-to-day, I'm probably at the mall. I'm probably...
Too much.
Yeah, I'm probably, like, in jeans and a t-shirt. Like, that's about it. Just like everybody else, you know?
Like
going to work.
I'm the same way. If you go on my Instagram page, it's just this cool place, that cool event, these cool people.
So would
you don't see me in my sweats eating cereal, watching cartoons at midnight.
So I feel like everybody puts their best foot forward. No one's gonna put themselves.
Yeah, you go through.
You've obviously never seen my Instagram.
You don't post that much though.
It's shoe boxes and my niece playing a pan flute.
Even like the picture I took before we did this podcast, I put that we're in Seoul, South Korea, and people put, OMG, are you having fun out there?
I know. So, and that was a little bit of a joke.
That was a little bit of a joke.
And he put, okay, I look awful right now. I have a top bun. I barely have any makeup. I just put enough to go to work and not scare the clients away. And he put a filter on me, and it makes me look alive as hell. So it's just proof, again, that we do filter a lot of it. But again, like, should we quit social media because of it? I don't think so. I think that's a little extreme. I think instead of quitting all social media, and we'll get to that part, she should have just turned it around on her bio and left it at, hey, from now on, I'm going to be only posting myself, no filters, no, natural.
If she didn't say she's going to get off social media, would we be talking about her?
Exactly.
No, and that's another part of it.
I think it's another attention grab.
Yeah, I believe so. And then, here's the best part about this. She actually started letsbegamechangers.org, which is, or .com, whatever it is, and it's a campaign to encourage people to get off social media and live their true authentic selves. It all sounds great in the context of what could be done with it. However, if you really look at it, she's just starting another social media platform to talk on. She's going to be blogging daily. And so she didn't really quit social media.
What exactly is she going to be blogging about?
She's going to be blogging. She's going to be on the internet talking about getting off the internet, which is the most ass backwards thing to me.
Yeah, it just seems ridiculous. And then on top of it, she's asking for donations.
Oh, God.
Because she used to get endorsements modeling on Instagram to, $50 here, maybe $100 to post a picture in an outfit. And now she's doing it. She's getting money to be talking about getting off the internet while being on the internet.
You see, what makes me, roll my eyes is the fact that she's 19 years old, asking people on the internet to give her money. Come on, seriously. If you had a certain lifestyle, then you would stick to it. I get what she's doing. She's trying to make a difference and trying to make people think, oh, okay, it's not all what it looks like. However, she probably should have thought twice about doing that if she wants to keep the money. I don't think you can have both. You can't have people donating and funding you and not have a product to fund with,
I
don't know. That goes into a different thing about the internet entirely, the Patreon culture and all that.
It's just really strange that she said, I'm doing this, but then she's continuing to do so just in a different way. So that's that.
I mean, that's the nature of the modern world, right? We can't escape social media.
No.
Social media has changed the way we kind of interact with other people. I mean, you know, you can like quote unquote know a ton of people, but do you like know them?
That's true. It has changed a lot of aspects, like dating, friends. Like, I have my best friend. She's away from us right now. She's actually traveling the world. I think she's in Tokyo right now.
Millie Chan lives.
Yeah. Shout out to Millie Chan. And I feel like I've seen her every single day because she posts photos and statuses, and I'm like, oh,
thankfully,
cool. But
you don't have Snapchat.
Yeah, no,
every day.
She's actually been gone for a really long time, 6 months maybe, and she's still going to be gone for like another 6 months. I won't see her for a whole year, but I feel like I'm with her on her little trip. Her big trip.
Her little trip that lasts a year.
Yeah, her huge trip.
Her huge trip.
So,
life-changing trip.
So it's like, whoa, social media can make me feel like I'm connected to people when really I'm just here.
Sometimes, okay, this is horrible. Sometimes I forget about people. And then I see that they post something on Instagram. I'm like, wow, maybe I should text them. It's been months.
Yeah, that also happens. It makes you less accountable and less responsible. That aspect is true.
The other way around too. You post a picture of yourself, you look really good in it. You get all these people who once talked to you in the past, and now you're gonna reconnect and maybe, do other things. I don't know.
No, that's happened. I've had people that I went to high school with, like some guys, and then they'll out of the blue like want to be friends, start messaging, and it's like, the hell, you don't know me. I look almost the same, and I'm still the same, and it's like, based off this filtered, much better version of myself on Facebook, you think that you know me?
Yep.
And that's the thing, though. It's, it's been going on for years. I mean, Facebook and Instagram, now Snapchat is the new version of it, but, I mean, am I the only one who was in, like, an AOL chat room and IRC chat for people that are even older than me?
I was on MSN.
Yeah, MSN, AOL, with whatever your stupid-ass screen name was at the time, because you were a little kid thinking you were cool. And
Skippy the Ninja.
I used to be Phantom Freak. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Mine was J Blue.
Yeah. And I had, quote-unquote friends in, like, Chicago and other faraway places that I'd talk to one text line at a time. And that's, just evolved into Facebook and everything. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was just thinking about MySpace the other day.
Oh, God, MySpace. MySpace, the biggest thing MySpace has given to this world is a whole bunch of people who started coding HTML just to give themselves a cooler MySpace page.
That was me.
The people that had the stupid frames and crazy banners and stuff are the web developers of now.
That's so true. Well, I guess that wraps up our show. That was a weird way to end, right? Just kidding. Yeah, that's it. I mean, the internet, what are you going to do about it?
Till next time, stay off of YouTube. Don't believe in aliens. And whatever you do, don't be a prostitute.
Yeah, and if you
no whole trips to Florida.
And if you like our show, subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button. We'll be putting up videos every Taco Tuesday because who doesn't like hearing podcasts and eating tacos?
Tacos.
You can follow Isaac at I Am Vamp on Instagram.
I'm Instagram famous. Follow me.
You can follow
it's great.
me at 90s Geek, also on Instagram. And where can we find you, Skippy?
I don't know, back alleys, dumpsters, arcades.
AOL Messenger.
AOL Messenger. I'm still on that. I'm still in the video games chat room. I'm still in the men for women chat room. But don't tell anybody.
And you can also find him on Steam.
Yeah,
or Craigslist.
On Steam.
No, I'm kidding.
Play video games with me. Buy Thomas Was Alone. It's a great game. Give Mike Bithell $10.
And that was it. Thanks, guys.